High in the rugged mountains of Armenia, a place of mystery and devotion lies cloaked in mist, where jagged cliffs seem to whisper ancient secrets to the heavens. This is the Geghard Monastery, a marvel not just of architecture but of faith. A site carved from living rock that has stood sentinel over centuries of human history. As the early morning sun struggles to pierce the veil of clouds, the monastery emerges like a vision from another world. Its intricate carvings and towering walls seemingly a natural extension of the cliffs around it. But what secrets does this hallowed site hold? What tales echo through its cavernous halls, and what truths lie hidden in the shadows of its sacred stones? To understand Geghard's significance, we must journey back to the roots of Armenia itself, a nation with an unbroken Christian tradition stretching over 1,700 years. As the first country to adopt Christianity as a state religion in 301 AD, Armenia is a land where faith runs deep. Geghard, whose name means the Monastery of the Spear, embodies this legacy. It's said to have been founded by Saint Gregory the Illuminator, who brought Christianity to Armenia, and it grew around a sacred spring believed to have healing powers. Over centuries, this modest place of worship transformed into a sprawling complex, its fame bolstered by relics and miracles that drew pilgrims from far and wide. Recognized today as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Geghard isn't just a monument of faith, it's a masterpiece of medieval ingenuity. Entire sections of the monastery are hewn directly into the mountain, blending the natural and the divine in ways that defy imagination. Its stories are etched into its walls, from the ornate carvings that speak of ancient artisans' skill to the kachkars, or cross stones, that bear witness to a deeply spiritual culture. Geghard's walls have seen empires rise and fall, endured invasions and earthquakes, and still they stand, a testament to the unyielding spirit of Armenia and its people. So, as we step inside this ancient sanctuary, prepare to be captivated by tales of relics said to hold the power of God, legends that blur the lines between history and myth, and an enduring legacy that continues to inspire awe. Let us unravel the mysteries of Geghard, a jewel of Armenia's past and a beacon of its faith. Nestled deep within the folds of Armenia's craggy highlands lies Geghard Monastery, an enduring testament to the spiritual journey of one of the world's oldest Christian nations. Armenia, often called the Land of Noah because of its ties to Mount Ararat and biblical lore, holds a unique place in history as the first nation to adopt Christianity as a state religion in 301 AD. This monumental decision, championed by Saint Gregory the Illuminator and King Tiridates III, marked the dawn of a new cultural and spiritual era for the Armenian people. It was in this crucible of faith and tradition that Geghard was born, a monastery whose story intertwines with the roots of Armenian Christianity itself. The origins of Geghard trace back to the 4th century, during the rise of Christianity in the region. Legend holds that Saint Gregory the Illuminator himself founded a chapel on this sacred site, drawn by a miraculous spring believed to have healing properties. Long before the monastery's walls were carved from the volcanic rock of the Azat River Gorge, this spring served as a spiritual focal point, attracting pilgrims seeking physical and spiritual renewal. Over time, this humble sanctuary evolved into a thriving monastic complex, expanding its influence and reputation far beyond Armenia's borders. By the 13th century, Geghard had become a beacon of both faith and architectural innovation. Its name, meaning Monastery of the Spear, originates from a relic said to have been housed within its walls, the spear that pierced the side of Christ during the crucifixion. This holy artifact, known as the Holy Lance or Geghard, drew pilgrims from across the Christian world, eager to witness its divine power. While the original relic is now preserved in the nearby Ekmiadzin Cathedral, the monastery retained its sacred status, revered as a place where heaven and earth converge. The monastery's early years were shaped by Saint Gregory's vision of a spiritual refuge that harmonized with its natural surroundings. He and his followers began the painstaking process of carving the first chapels directly into the mountain rock. This technique, which fused human artistry with the rugged beauty of nature, became a hallmark of Armenian ecclesiastical architecture. The result was not merely a structure, but a sacred space that seemed to emerge organically from the earth itself, a fitting tribute to the divine. Over centuries, Geghard grew in prominence, attracting scholars, artists, and ascetics who contributed to its spiritual and cultural legacy. It became a center for theological study and manuscript production, with its monks laboring to preserve Armenia's rich Christian traditions through times of upheaval. The monastery also played a crucial role in the community, serving as a place of refuge during invasions and a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. But Geghard's history is not without its trials. The monastery endured waves of destruction, from invading armies to natural disasters, yet it rose each time from the ashes, rebuilt by the unwavering devotion of its people. This resilience mirrors the spirit of Armenia itself, a nation that has weathered countless storms while maintaining its identity and faith. Today, the story of Geghard is woven into the broader tapestry of Armenian history. A tale of triumph over adversity, of faith that refuses to falter. The sacred spring still flows, a symbol of the enduring life and legacy of this ancient monastery. And as visitors walk through its hallowed halls, they are not just exploring a historical site, but stepping into a living testament to the strength and spirituality of the Armenian people. Geghard Monastery is not just a relic of faith. It is an extraordinary testament to human ingenuity and the harmonious blending of nature and artistry. Unlike most medieval monasteries, which were constructed as standalone edifices, Geghard was partially carved directly into the mountain. This unique rock-hewn technique is as much a spiritual statement as it is an architectural one. The monastery appears as if it were birthed from the cliffs themselves, an earthly extension of divine creation. This interplay between human craftsmanship and the natural environment makes Geghard one of the most visually and spiritually captivating structures in the world. At the heart of the complex lies the main chapel, known as the Catholic Church, built in 1215. Its exterior, with its pointed dome and intricate carvings, reflects the quintessential style of Armenian medieval architecture. As you step inside, the grandeur of its design is striking. Tall, austere walls carved from volcanic stone rise to meet a dome that filters light in a way that feels otherworldly. The acoustics here are remarkable, amplifying the chants of monks into a resonant, almost ethereal sound, a deliberate feature meant to evoke divine presence. The symmetry and proportionality of the architecture symbolize balance and order, central themes in Armenian ecclesiastical design. Beyond the main chapel are the famed cave churches, some of which are entirely hewn out of the mountain's solid rock. These spaces, dark and cool, offer a stark contrast to the open grandeur of the main church. The precision with which these spaces were carved is astounding, achieved without the use of modern tools. Narrow corridors connect the chapels to smaller cells and prayer rooms, designed for monks who sought solitude and communion with God. Among these is the Avazan, a rock-cut chamber housing the sacred spring. Even in these less ornate spaces, the attention to detail is apparent, with small carvings and inscriptions hinting at the devotion of those who created them. Scattered throughout the complex are khachkars, or cross stones, each one a masterpiece in its own right. These intricately carved slabs of stone are unique to Armenian culture, serving as both markers of faith and works of art. The khachkars at Geghard are particularly exquisite, adorned with geometric patterns, floral motifs, and religious symbols. They often bear inscriptions commemorating their patrons or the events they were meant to honor. The craftsmanship of these cross stones is a testament to the skill of medieval Armenian artisans, whose work continues to inspire awe. The carvings and frescoes within Geghard are more than decorative elements. They are a rich tapestry of symbolism that offers a glimpse into the spiritual and cultural ethos of medieval Armenia. The carvings often feature intricate patterns of vines, grapes, and pomegranates, symbols of life, abundance, and resurrection in Christian theology. Some walls are adorned with images of eagles, lions, and other animals, signifying strength, protection, and divine guardianship. In other places, inscriptions in ancient Armenian script detail historical events or pay homage to benefactors who supported the monastery's construction. One of the most remarkable aspects of Geghard's art and architecture is its ability to convey both the grandeur of God and the humility of man. The frescoes, though many have faded with time, depict biblical scenes with a raw and unpolished beauty that resonates deeply. They reflect the struggles and triumphs of a nation that has faced countless challenges, yet remains steadfast in its faith. Even the placement of the carvings and frescoes is symbolic, often positioned to catch the shifting light of day, creating a dynamic interplay of shadow and illumination that underscores the divine presence. The construction of Geghard Monastery required not only exceptional skill, but also profound vision. The builders and artists who worked on the monastery were not merely craftsmen, they were storytellers, theologians, and visionaries. Their work reflects an understanding of architecture as a form of worship, a way to glorify God through beauty and ingenuity. Every chisel mark, every curve of stone, and every carefully placed carving speaks to a spiritual purpose, drawing visitors into a meditative state that transcends time. What sets Geghard apart is not just its physical beauty, but the seamless way in which it integrates with its surroundings. The monastery does not dominate the landscape, it harmonizes with it. The cliffs, caves, and sky become part of the sacred space, creating an environment that feels both intimate and expansive. This union of nature and architecture is a reflection of the Armenian worldview, where the divine is found not only in holy texts and rituals, but also in the natural world. To walk through Geghard is to journey through layers of history, faith, and artistry. It is a place where stone and spirit meet, where the temporal and the eternal coexist. Each chapel, carving, and kachkar tells a story, inviting visitors to pause and reflect on the beauty and complexity of the human experience. As you stand in the shadow of its rock-hewn walls, you cannot help but feel a profound connection to the generations of believers and builders who came before, their faith and artistry immortalized in this architectural marvel. Geghard Monastery's mystique extends beyond its breathtaking architecture and natural surroundings. It is also a place steeped in legend, miracles, and sacred relics that have captured the imagination of countless pilgrims. Chief among these relics is the Holy Lance, or Geghard, which is said to have pierced the side of Christ during the crucifixion. According to tradition, this sacred object was brought to Armenia by the apostle Thaddeus, who used it to spread Christianity throughout the region. For centuries, the lance was kept at Geghard Monastery, giving the site its name and solidifying its reputation as a spiritual epicenter. While the relic is now preserved in the treasury of Etchmiadzin Cathedral, the aura of its divine significance continues to resonate within the monastery's walls. The Holy Lance has always been a source of both reverence and intrigue. Many pilgrims believed it possessed miraculous powers, capable of healing the sick and warding off evil. Stories abound of its role in protecting Armenia during times of crisis, with some legends suggesting that it inspired divine intervention on the battlefield. Whether the lance's origins are historical or mythical, its presence at Geghard imbued the monastery with an aura of sanctity that drew worshippers from far and wide. Even today, the very mention of the lance stirs a sense of wonder and spiritual longing, a reminder of the profound connection between faith and relics in Christian tradition. Beyond the Holy Lance, Geghard is woven into a tapestry of local folklore and miraculous tales. One story speaks of a monk who, through divine guidance, discovered the sacred spring within the mountain. The spring, believed to possess healing properties, became a cornerstone of the monastery's spiritual significance. Pilgrims would travel great distances to drink from or bathe in its waters, seeking cures for ailments and blessings for their families. Another legend tells of a candle that miraculously lit itself during a dark period in the monastery's history, a sign that God's light would never abandon the site. Such tales have not only enriched Geghard's legacy, but have also reinforced its role as a place where the divine intervenes in the lives of the faithful. The monastery is also associated with miraculous events that are said to have occurred during the invasions and upheavals that plagued Armenia's history. In one account, invaders who attempted to desecrate the monastery were struck down by an invisible force, protecting the sacred grounds. This tale, like many others, underscores the belief that Geghard is under divine protection, a sanctuary that transcends human conflict and serves as a spiritual refuge. These stories, passed down through generations, continue to inspire awe and reinforce the sense of Geghard as a place where heaven touches earth. Spiritual pilgrimages to Geghard have been a cornerstone of its legacy for centuries, and they remain an enduring tradition today. Each year, thousands of pilgrims journey to the monastery, particularly during the Feast of the Assumption of the Holy Mother of God. This celebration, held in mid-August, includes rituals such as the blessing of water from the sacred spring and the preparation of traditional foods. For many Armenians, this pilgrimage is not merely a religious obligation, but a deeply personal journey of faith, connecting them to their ancestors and their spiritual heritage. The air is filled with the sound of hymns and prayers, creating an atmosphere of reverence and communal unity. One of the most striking aspects of these pilgrimages is the sense of timelessness they evoke. The rituals performed today echo those practiced centuries ago, creating a bridge between the past and the present. The blessing of water, for instance, is a symbolic act that reflects the sacredness of the spring and its role as a source of both physical and spiritual nourishment. Pilgrims often collect this water in small bottles to take home, believing it to carry divine blessings that can protect their households. This continuity of tradition underscores the enduring significance of Geghard as a living monument of faith. The monastery's role in Armenian culture extends beyond its religious functions. It has inspired countless works of art, music, and literature, serving as a symbol of the nation's resilience and spiritual depth. Armenian poets and writers have often drawn upon the legends and relics of Geghard, weaving them into narratives that celebrate the enduring power of faith. Even in modern times, Geghard continues to capture the imagination of visitors, who find themselves moved not only by its beauty, but also by the sense of divine presence that seems to permeate its halls. Ultimately, the legends and relics of Geghard serve as reminders of the profound connection between the earthly and the divine. They speak to the human longing for transcendence, the desire to touch something greater than oneself. Whether through the tales of miracles, the sacred spring, or the enduring rituals of pilgrimage, Geghard remains a place where faith and mystery converge, offering solace and inspiration to all who visit. As you walk through its ancient halls and hear the whispers of centuries-old stories, you cannot help but feel a part of something timeless, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the sacred legacy of this extraordinary monastery. Geghard Monastery is not merely a relic of the past. It is a living monument that has withstood the ravages of time, invasions, and natural disasters to remain a beacon of faith and resilience. Throughout its storied history, Armenia has endured countless challenges. From foreign invasions to devastating earthquakes, and Geghard has stood as both a sanctuary and a symbol of the nation's enduring spirit. The monastery's construction, partly carved into the mountain, gave it a natural fortification that allowed it to survive the relentless onslaught of history. Yet it is not just the physical structure of Geghard that has endured. It is the profound faith and cultural heritage that the monastery represents. Over centuries, Geghard faced numerous threats, particularly during periods of invasion. The Mongol invasions of the 13th century and later incursions by Ottoman and Persian forces brought destruction to many parts of Armenia, but Geghard's isolated location and strong ties to the Armenian Apostolic Church often shielded it from total ruin. However, the monastery was not entirely immune to damage. Legends tell of monks who bravely defended the sacred grounds, often at great personal cost, ensuring that the relics and holy artifacts housed within its walls were preserved. These tales of resilience have become an integral part of Geghard's identity, inspiring generations of Armenians to see the monastery as a testament to their collective strength and faith. In more recent times, efforts to preserve and restore Geghard have ensured that it remains a vital part of Armenia's cultural and spiritual landscape, Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2000, the monastery has become the focus of meticulous preservation efforts aimed at protecting its unique architecture and sacred art. Teams of archaeologists, historians, and conservators have worked tirelessly to stabilize its ancient walls, restore its carvings, and safeguard its artifacts. Modern technology has played a role in these efforts, with laser scanning and digital modeling being used to document the site and anticipate potential structural issues. These measures not only preserve Geghard for future generations, but also highlight the global recognition of its importance as a cultural treasure. Today, Geghard continues to be a vibrant center of religious and cultural activity. The monastery is a focal point for religious festivals and ceremonies that draw pilgrims and visitors from around the world. Among the most significant of these is the Feast of the Assumption of the Holy Mother of God, celebrated in mid-August. During this festival, the monastery comes alive with hymns, prayers, and the blessing of the sacred spring's water. Pilgrims bring offerings of bread, fruit, and other traditional foods, which are blessed by clergy in a ritual that has remained unchanged for centuries. This festival is not just a celebration of faith, it is a living link to the traditions of Armenia's ancestors, a reminder of the enduring cultural practices that have been passed down through generations. Geghard also serves as a source of inspiration for contemporary artists, musicians, and writers who draw upon its rich history and spiritual significance. The monastery's ethereal acoustics make it a popular venue for concerts of sacred and classical music, where the sounds of ancient instruments and choral singing echo through its stone halls, creating an atmosphere of timeless reverence. These events attract not only religious devotees but also cultural enthusiasts who come to experience the unique intersection of history, art, and spirituality that Geghard embodies. For visitors, Geghard offers more than just a glimpse into the past. It provides a deeply personal experience that connects them to the spirit of a resilient nation. Walking through its halls, one feels the weight of centuries of devotion, the whispers of prayers said in times of joy and despair, and the unyielding hope of a people who have weathered the storms of history. The sacred spring, still flowing within the monastery, serves as a poignant symbol of life's continuity and the enduring power of faith. Many visitors collect its water, carrying with them a piece of Geghard's spiritual essence, a reminder of the profound connection between the temporal and the eternal. Ultimately, Geghard's significance lies not only in its historical and architectural marvels, but also in its role as a living testament to the enduring faith and cultural identity of Armenia. It is a place where history is not confined to the past, but is continuously celebrated and renewed through the rituals, festivals, and prayers of the present. As a symbol of resilience, creativity, and devotion, Geghard Monastery stands as a beacon of hope and a source of inspiration for all who visit. In its walls, carved from the living rock of Armenia's mountains, lies the story of a nation's unbroken spirit and the sacred thread that binds its people across generations. As the sun sets behind the jagged cliffs of the Azat River Gorge, Geghard Monastery stands as a timeless silhouette against the sky, a living testament to the resilience and faith of Armenia's people. From its origins as a sacred spring to its transformation into a rock-hewn marvel, Geghard has been a place where the divine and the earthly meet, a sanctuary for pilgrims, monks, and seekers of spiritual solace. The stories etched into its walls, the legends of miracles, the enduring power of relics, and the unyielding hope of a nation, continue to resonate, connecting the past to the present in ways few places on earth can. We began this journey with a question. What secrets lie within the walls of this ancient monastery carved into a mountain? Now, we've uncovered some of those mysteries. We've explored the awe-inspiring architecture that blends human craftsmanship with nature's beauty, delved into the myths surrounding the Holy Lance and Geghard's sacred spring, and marveled at the enduring traditions that keep this site alive. But perhaps the greatest secret of all is the spirit of Geghard itself, a spirit of perseverance, creativity, and unwavering faith that has carried it through centuries of turmoil and triumph. Geghard is more than a historical site. It is a living monument that continues to inspire and uplift those who visit. Its sacred spring still flows. Its khachkars still stand as silent witnesses to centuries of devotion, and its halls still echo with prayers and songs. For those who walk through its gates, Geghard is not just a place to see. It is a place to feel, to connect with something far greater than oneself. It's a reminder that faith, art, and resilience can endure even in the face of adversity. If you've been captivated by the story of Geghard Monastery, imagine experiencing it in person. Picture yourself walking through its ancient halls, feeling the cool touch of stone carved by hands long gone, and hearing the whisper of history in every corner. Whether you seek spiritual enlightenment, a deeper connection to Armenia's rich culture, or simply the beauty of an extraordinary place, Geghard welcomes you. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Armenia's spiritual and cultural heritage. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more wonders like Geghard Monastery, don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to our channel, and share it with fellow history and travel enthusiasts. Together, let's keep the stories of the past alive and discover new treasures waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, may your journeys be filled with wonder and discovery.